Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the ILG LCL day. I forgot, but this is the last game of the day. Right now we've got a classic matchup of Warriors, a pretty new team versus Ace, one of the oldest League of Legends teams available in this tournament right now. And alongside me is a very old, I guess a Hall of Famer co-caster, Deadly. So why don't you introduce yourself again?
Hey community. My name is Deadly, and I play bot lane. I play bot lane both ADC and support, and I've known Loki for quite some time. We've been real life friends for quite a while.
Indeed,
So
so coming right into the bans, we got the blue team and we got the purple team. I guess you can take blue team and I'll take the purple team.
alright. So coming back, let's look at the bans. Javan 4 seems obvious, but why Darius over there, Loki? Any thoughts on the Darius ban?
Well, I guess I'm not really sure, but just from the general statistics, my bad. Darius is just a very strong top laner. He relies a lot on winning his lane, and he can probably win up any matchup if played correctly. The problem is he doesn't have any mobility and utility, so if he tries to get two-man, he's kind of screwed. And yeah, so I guess they just don't want to they want their jungler to kind of help out other lanes, and they just want top to be in that considered two island of themselves, just farming up and trying to get some damage onto each other.
So coming back to the Javan 4 ban, I was talking to Loki a few days back, and I was asking, dude, what champ can I play to carry me out of solo queue? And he pretty much told me to play a lot of Javan 4. So J4 has been very strong ever since that nerf to Warwick and nerf to a couple of the junglers who rely a lot on farm. Now coming back to the Syndra ban, Syndra has also been a very strong mid laner, right, Loki?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I think it was All Stars, I believe, 2013 All Stars. So, yeah, usually the only regions that have been used that were used to play like Syndra mid was the Korea, I guess a little bit of Korea, but mainly China. I believe it was OMG's and Royal Club's mid laner who popularized the Syndra pick. But yeah, after All Stars 2013, all the other regions have picked up Syndra and realized how powerful she is. I mean, she has a Q which does lots of damage. She has a very long range stun which is used to burst down a lot of people. A good slow CC from her W and her ult, which basically just deletes and blows up people. I mean, spheres just coming at you, each dealing 200 damage, and I believe the maximum spear count is either 4. So yeah, that's a lot of damage coming in depending upon how much AP you have. And she's one of those champions where, like, if you can she can harass a lot and just flash an ulti and take kills. She's also she's just a very good bursty mid laner. The problem with Syndra is she doesn't have any mobility or utility, so if you get caught in a bad position, you're kind of just free gold for the enemy.
Yeah, and I think Syndra would serve better in a comp which relies on on a very heavy front line. So coming back to the purple team bans, we have Zed, Thresh, and Braum, and again, Loki, we see more support bans over there. Your take on the support bans again?
Yeah, so, as we've talked about Thresh last game too, and basically Thresh is, as you said, just a very good champion to have on anybody who can play. I mean, it's a multi-support. You've got disengage, you've got engage, you've got damage, with your ultimate at level 6. You've got also mobility in case if your AD carry doesn't have mobility like a Jinx. I mean, Lantern is a really good help. It gets you out of bad positioning, and it's just an overall good support to play, and it's also very well balanced. So I guess Thresh also is worthy of a ban here. I'm not too sure about this Braum ban. I mean, I know you do main support more than I do, so how do you think? Have you played Braum? I mean, how is he in over the bot lane?
I haven't played much of Braum of late, Loki, because I believe the key to winning a game is winning your lane, and Braum will not help you win the lane as long as you land your Q. And there are much better supports which can help you win the lane. Like for example, you take Leona. Leona in that case, Leona is a much better support when you compare to Braum. Her kit does much better in lanes. Braum's kit is not really that great in lane, but it's very very good in team fights. And I think the meta is currently revolving a lot around winning the lane. So any team which has more than two lanes winning will definitely take the game, say 75 to 80% of the time, unless they don't throw it. And coming back to the Z ban, Loki is a very prominent Z player. Your takes on that ban, Loki?
Yeah, so Zed, this champ, it's people do say that he's like really hard to play and stuff because you have to put your shadows properly. You'd have to there's lots of things like a lot of micro things you have to understand about Zed. But he, as you said earlier, like this meta, it's all about winning the lane, and Zed can really win his lane. I mean, in a good Zed player's hands, he can crush his lane. He can single handedly pressurize that mid lane so hard. He's an AD mid, so he can auto attack easily, and probably like in this elo at least, he can. If you do pick a Zed, you can probably outfarm any other mid laner other than like other AD mid laners like a Yasuo, for example. But if you're playing up against AP, Zed is very good. His itemization, since also the new item changes. I mean, he's very bursty if you combine him with the Ghost Blade and Infinity Edge combo. I mean, he can literally three shot the AD carry without the ultimate. That's like very good. And in team fights also, like he's one of those assassins that play a team fight very well. I mean, all he just needs to do is ulti try and destroy the backline, which a Zed can. And yeah, as I said, it's very and he can poke very well in the mid lane. Doesn't have mana too. That champ is just an epic champ. That's why I made him.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember a few days back I was watching Björksen's stream, and Björksen was commenting a lot about uh, Zed's success rate in ganks or Zed's success rate in a game. It was an alarming 45% actually. You wouldn't believe it, Loki. He told that on stream. 45% is the success rate, in which Zed can either pick up a kill, because that is the amount of error of judgment or error of doubt which you can give Z, because one wrong move and it can pretty much screw it, and it can pretty much end up in a very bad team fight, or probably it might let the other mid laner snowball. So coming back to our blue team picks, we have Jinx, Shen, Morgana, Yasuo, and Amumu. Yasuo seems like a very strange pick there, Loki, because there's nobody to complement his ultimate there. Any thoughts on that Yasuo pick and how he can make a change with this in this game?
Well, I really don't think he would need a. It would be better if they had like a Malphite top or something to help synergize with that Yasuo ultimate. But we've seen a lot of teams like just play Yasuo just with Yasuo. I mean, he's gonna be relying on his own wind wall for knockups and such, which it's I don't think it'd be too hard to hit because like you do have like the Amumu whose ulti is a stun. You have a snare. You have a taunt. You also have traps coming out from Jinx. So I guess it won't be too much of a burden to hit his tornado for the ultimate. But yeah, as you said earlier, there are better like champions like a Malphite who would just make it like 10 times easier for Yasuo to hit his ultimate. But it's not too bad, and I guess it is a pretty much a decent comp.
I think Ace should have gone with the Morgana ban rather than the Braum ban, because I felt that Jinx is going to be a menace this game. If she gets fed, she's definitely going to be a menace, because Leona's entire kit gets countered by Morgana's Black Sheep. Now coming
Indeed,
back
and
to yeah, Loki, you
yeah,
were
one thing
saying.
I'd also like to point out, sorry for disturbing, but we have Ziggs taking an ignite, which it is like not really advisable, even if you are a very good Jinx player. I mean, a Ziggs player, sorry. Landing that W for a disengaged purpose is very tricky. Even you can at level 6 you can have almost like anybody just turret dive you, do as much damage as they can and back away, and if you don't position your W as Ziggs properly, then you're gonna get wrecked too hard. And against AD mid laners with that build like Infinity Edge and a lot of good crit damage items, and can probably burst a squishy target within a few hits, you need exhaust to kind of counter it, because if say Yasuo gets like an early, finishes his Shiv or something, or gets level 6 first and goes full on Ziggs, and he doesn't position his W properly, then he's just gonna die like hardcore right there. You really need to take an exhaust for those mid lane tricky assassins like Fizz, Zed, Yasuo, Talon. I mean, you as an AP mid laner, you really need to take an exhaust, or else no, it is kind of dependent upon playstyle, but I'd prefer exhaust any day.
Yeah, I think Cyber Demon would have been better. My opinion, I think Cyber Demon would have been better running either barrier or say an exhaust to stop the Yasuo burst, so that he can stay alive and fights a little more. Now, coming back to the red side team, red side have also opted for a hard engaged team with Leona, Renekton, Warwick, of course, and we have a Tristana at the back just dishing out loads of damage over there, and also a Ziggs. A very well protected back frontline Loki. Is that what you think about Ace's team comp?
Yeah, I think Ace's team comp over there is just amazing. I mean, you have the Tristano who's going to be scaling very well into the late game. You've got Ziggs, you've got Warwick. All of them just do very well, like in the late game, except for that Renekton. I guess if he can try and get a lead on a Shen early, then he'll also be very useful in the early late game. But that's what you kind of want from Tristana. You just want a bunch of CC on a target, and Tristana at level 18 to just burst out the champion, and also Ziggs if he can poke the back lane. That's just it's a very well-rounded team comp, I believe.
Yes, and also we look at we look at the Warwick pick. Warwick is still strong, regardless of all the nerfs which have hit him with the 4.21 patch. He's still been strong, and Warwick will play a very huge role in this game. And I think Morgana was a great pickup for the blue team over there, and I think Morgana has her hands full this game. Loki trying to protect Jinx.
So yeah, Morgana's basically job here is probably spell shield and probably just peel as much as she can, because Jinx, as I told earlier, doesn't have a mobility or an escape ability like a Tristana does, and she needs to rely on getting the kills and using her passive as a mobility or utility spell, which she needs kill for. So Morgana, I do believe the Morgana Jinx lane is very strong because one trap, one snare, spell shield on, and Leona can't do shit. So yeah, I do believe the lane is very strong, but we'll see how it plays. I mean, Tristana needs more of that late game scaling, while Jinx kind of needs that Berserker Greaves and Infinity Edge item to actually start dishing out a lot of damage.
Yeah, looking at the blue team again, blue team, like in our previous game, have also been put into a situation wherein they have to win the lane, be it top or I think bot again plays a very vital role in this match. I think bot needs to win their lane there. I think if they lose their game, Yasuo is going to be rendered useless in this game. Loki, what do you think?
Yasuo, yeah. So, I have tried playing Yasuo myself, and I have taken advice from a very well good mid laner known as Flux Hazard. No, so yeah, taught me a lot about Yasuo, and the thing with Yasuo is at the early levels, at level 1 to 2 to 3, I guess max, he's kind of very strong. He's very strong at that early levels, but then once you after those 3 levels, you're kind of you fall off very hard. You just cannot put as much as damage as you can. Your ultimate also won't do that much damage to a target, and you're kind of really weak at that point. And once you get your Infinity Edge, that just doubles your crit bonus and become OP. You've become OP again, I'd like to say. So is the matchup is kind of in the is in Ace's favor, because if they can like if Ziggs being a ranged champion, if he can try and poke out Yasuo as much as possible and prevent him from getting that static shiv, and help of Warwick too, and also good roams coming down by Leona. Like that's also one thing I'd like to talk about. Like supports don't really roam as much as you see like in higher elo games, because I don't know why, but I guess they're just not used to it. But yeah, coming back to the mid lane scenario, I do believe that if Cyber Demon can, not just land the Qs, just use just auto attack whenever passive is up, and also poke at Yasuo and that static shiv for a while, and then they should be good to go.
As we wait for a game, I just have one more topic which I would like to discuss with Loki. The rise of Shen. Loki, your thoughts on that? Shen coming back again into the
Yeah,
meta.
I I don't think so, man. Yeah, Shen, he's been on and off in the meta. He's like the Vladimir of top lane. Sometimes see Vladimir in those games. You sometimes see a Shen. But yeah, against a Renekton, that too, it's like a classic season, say, a season 3. Then I get why he picked Shen. I know why he picked Shen. Help out his bot those exchanges, focusing on his love on his mid lane and bot lane. I mean, he wants to vote for his team. He wants to be there. He wants to provide the shield, the tower dives, the aggro and stuff. Like I can get what he's doing. Then he has a Renekton to deal with, and we all know how hard Renekton will win that lane. I mean, his W at level 2 or something, along with the full does about 150 to 200 damage or so. So I'm really looking forward for Renekton to just rush a Tiamat and just wreck his lane as hard as possible. I mean, Shen should at least die 2 times to Renekton. I mean, that's what I'm saying because Renekton. His early game damage is just amazing, and he needs to get a few kills in his lane to at least be useful early on into the game, or else he's just gonna fall off.
So we're seeing a couple of disconnects here. The Yasuo is also disconnecting. I think he's having a problem with the modem over there. Yeah, and Loki was already. And before the match, me and Loki we were having a very good chat about the rise of Renekton as well. And he was telling me that Korean high elo games have had this trend of Renekton going on over there. And Renekton, as anyone playing from season 3 would know how strong Renekton was and how much he was picked. Almost every top laner, every professional top laner used to play him. Dyrus was known for his Renekton plays as well. So, Loki, your thoughts about Renekton in season 5? Is he going to be as good as, say a Rumble or say a Maokai? Or do you think he's just going to be, a very matchup dependent top laner?
Uh, Definitely not as strong as the current top lane metas like Maokai and Rumble. I mean, the reason why they pick Maokai and Rumble is because they give a lot of good team fighting and just provide a lot of mobility to. Whereas Renekton, he's kind of outdated to be honest. I mean, I guess in this preferred matchup against a Shen, he can actually do something. But if it was a Rumble, if it was a Maokai, then he'd be completely useless in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you look at the top lane meta as well, the top lane meta is changing very frequently, and most top laners are finding it very hard to adapt. I've been seeing a lot of Nidalees on and off. I've been seeing a lot of Vladimirs on and off, and both and like top lane has been varying a lot in the preseason. Unlike the bot lane and the mid lane, which are much more stable with champs like say Lissandra or assassin-based champions coming into play. So Loki, what would you prefer playing in top lane, say in say higher level tournaments? Would you rather pick an assassin and go for a tanky jungler, or would you go for 2 tanks in the same team?
Um, I guess 2 tanks in the same team. It depends upon whatever's strong right now. Like meta keeps changing, champions get buffed, debuffed. It's just very there's a lot of frequent change happening. So yeah, I'd say like if it was me that's playing in this particular game right now, I'd really focus on the Rumble. I mean, I'm not too much of a Maokai player, but I really like that Rumble top lane. I mean, his fight is very good. He can do a lot of damage in lane and just a very good top laner overall.
So we are waiting for the Yasuo to reconnect, and Amumu's again making a comeback into the jungle. So we have a couple of meta-based champs here. Jinx has been really good as an AD carry. Jinx, I think, is stronger than Tristana right now because
User left your channel.
Jinx has been pretty strong compared to Tristana right now, and Tristana was good until she got nerfed. And as you all know, Riot hits those nerf hammers very, very hard. Warwick again is going to be a big factor for Ace over here, and Ace is going to have to depend a lot upon Warwick's counter ganks to stop
User joined
Amumu
your
from
channel.
getting ahead in the game.
So yeah, we've got a lot of people disconnecting, but I just got word from them right now that they've reconnected back in the game. They are playing at the moment. So yeah, I guess in the meanwhile, I guess we'll talk about objectives now. Deadly, I know you used to play a lot of jungle back, I think before, yeah, I think in the middle of season 3 or so when the Renekton and Shyvana top lane was very famous. So, give me your thoughts about give me your thoughts about like the objectives in this game. Who do you think's gonna, which comp do you think would be better for contesting them?
I think Ace has a better. I think Ace has a better comp. I think they're good for sieging objectives, especially if you take the Tristana. The Tristana and Ziggs are very very good at sieging objectives. But I think capturing objectives, I will give the favor to the blue team, Loki, because they have Amumu. Amumu is very very strong in those team fights. I think. The curse of the sad mummy will play a huge part over there, as well as soul shackles. So we have two, very game-changing ultimates for the blue team. So I think, winning those team fights will be the key for purple team in this game. Because the blue team has a comp which is very much dive oriented. You have the Leona, you have the Renekton, you have the Warwick. All three can dive to the enemy carry, but they can still leave the Tristana and the Ziggs very very vulnerable in the team fights. I think that is where the Shen or the Morgana should capitalize on. So sieging, I think the purple team has a much better advantage, but I think dragon fights, I would give it to the blue team, considering that they have an Amumu and a Morgana on their side. Your thoughts on the same, Loki?
Well, I think you have a good late game team comp coming in from the red team and Tristana and Ziggs. Early game you have a Renekton, but we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, on the I guess for the early dragons should. It's kind of a mix. You can't really tell because you have Yasuo. It depends upon when Yasuo is going to get a Shiv. I mean, if he probably gets a Shiv, say 12, 7, around 10 minutes, we'll say, into the game, and we have the first dragon, I think the team should come out on top. But if he doesn't, and if Ziggs does what he's supposed to do, and prevent Yasuo from completing an early Shiv, then it should go to the red team.
So we are seeing some early game action with Ace moving towards the river on the Baron side, and lots of things coming out there for wards. I think they're going to try and invade Loki. They have a good level 1 advantage too, compared to the blue team. So I think Ace is going to play. Ace is going to get with this invade, and let's see if they can pick up a few kills over there.
Indeed, I mean, if Leona started with her Q and Renekton started with the W, that's just an instant flash, the first target they hit.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on invades, Loki? I personally find them pointless in the new Summoners Rift because it just sets back your jungler like a lot back. That was personally my thought. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do believe counter jungling, as we know in the new jungle, isn't as rewarding as it used to. I mean, you can still literally 3 buff somebody and still come back, get a good comeback in the jungle. I mean, it's gotten to that point, and we do have red team trying to go for the invade. They will get spotted by the ward, and blue team, they should be backing right now, or they could fight this. Not sure. Their bot lane is down over, but meanwhile, the blue is gonna be going down to the purple team.
A
It's kind
really
of
good
weird.
work from Yasuo there to spot out the blue team, but
And we
yeah,
have
the
Dildo
fight is
DJ
happening
flashing
over
in,
there.
getting the smite. Ooh, he does get it. First blood does go down to Renekton. Now the new target is Shen. They're kind of split up now, so the blue team doesn't. The purple team doesn't know what to do. Good snare coming on Experience. Experience will take a little bit of damage, misses the E, and Yasuo walking alive, and that was definitely not worth it. I mean, poor team communication. You had Amumu just randomly flash in there. He did get the smite off, but then he lost it to Renekton, which he does get this smite. He does get, I mean, he does get blue, sorry. He does get first blood, and, he should, I'm really expecting Renekton to win this lane. He should. If it
And
was mine, I would see that. And over in the mid lane, I do believe we have some poke going on. A Cyber Demon getting the level 2 first and showing his presence over there. So
So Renekton's going to be very strong in this matchup, and it does not look that great for Shen. Right now, Shen is struggling a lot to take some CS, and we have probably another kill going to the blue team over there. Very well played by Yasuo, and I think Cyber Demon did not estimate the damage which he was going to do over there.
Indeed, like as I told you earlier, I mean Yasuo, he's very strong at these early levels, and he is gonna get that first kill. I do believe, yeah, he's sitting on 600 gold at the moment. If he can farm up and try to get his executioner's calling, then he would be able to look for some kill potential onto the Ziggs till he finishes the Shiv, and it will probably help him farm better with that crit. So, yeah, I guess Yasuo kind of is yeah, gonna survive. I mean, it looks good for him. He could probably finish his shiv at this rate within like 7 minutes or so. I'm saying 7 minutes. That's kind of too early, but if he can farm up as he's doing now, and with that no, he actually just goes for a double Doran. So all right, never mind what I just said.
And the blue team are
Wake
doing
up.
the right thing by pressurizing this Tristana and Morgana lane. They're trying to push the lane.
Hey,
They're
wake
trying to
up.
shove it as much as they can to the turret because Amumu is very weak early on, and I think they should continue shoving the wave to the turret. Jinx should be a little more aggressive in that bot lane and try to make some plays as early as possible.
Indeed, and one thing the I think the red mind is they want Warwick to try and farm the jungle and have that Udyr type of playstyle. I'm guessing. They have like a Leona, Tristana bot lane. They've got a Renekton top lane, and so if all of them do play their champions correctly, they should be able to manage their own lanes. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Like they should be able to manage their own lanes or so, and wait for yeah, they should be able to manage their own lanes and let Warwick farm the jungle up.
Morgana is missing a couple of her dark binds. Let's see how well she plays, and that's a stun from experience over there. And like we discussed about it earlier, her entire kit gets countered by the black shield.
Hey, wake up.
So
Beautiful disengage there from the blue team there, Loki.
yeah, indeed. Blue team, had both of these people have very good CC down in the bot lane, so it should. The black shield from Morgana is the only thing that's gonna help Jinx win this bot lane trade. So yeah.
Personally, I've not been much of a Jinx player, but I think Janna and Morgana go very well with her.
And Morgana. I understand the Morgana pick, but I don't really think it's a good pick for her. I mean, yes, it would be good, but I'm not a very big fan of those type of. I am a fan, but like it's hard to explain. I mean, I prefer like Nami. I prefer other supports other than a Janna. Like Janna, good disengage, good movement speed stuff. But I'd really prefer a Nami or something tanky, like Thresh or Braum.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice from Loki. But for the viewers, you should also know that Jana has been a very strong pick of late in the meta, and she's been very strong. And I think the last time I remember seeing a lot of Jana was way back in season 2 when she used to be very strong. And season 3 was a time where Jana was hardly played. Season 3 was dominated by Thresh when Thresh started coming into the when Thresh was first released. And I think season 4
Microphone
also
muted.
saw a lot of engage based supports. I think season 5 the trend is changing, a little bit of disengage supports
Microphone activated.
coming into the way. I've been seeing a lot of Vel'Koz as well on solo queue. What do you think about kill based supports, Loki? Like say Annie or a Vel'Koz or sometimes even a Lux. Do you think they are worth playing, in the game anymore,
No
or
way,
are they just
unless it's solo queue. No way in competitive. Just no.
all right, that's very interesting thoughts from Loki, and in the meantime, we are just waiting for Ace experience to reconnect. He's had a small problem with his internet connection back there, so let us see if he comes back within time. Now
So
we are 6 minutes into the game, and the scores are level right now. Ace is having a very small lead, 500 goal lead over the blue team right now, and I think the first objective is going to be very important there. And Ace already and the blue team already have warded the dragon side of the map very well.
So yeah, I do believe that Ziggs kind of burnt his flash, and his flash is still down. And Yasuo is also a kill and farm higher onto Ziggs. So I'm expecting like a gank coming from Amumu, and possibly another kill coming from Yasuo, because what I think personally is Yasuo. I mean, Yasuo could pretty much pretty much single-handedly carry this game. I mean, just the fact that Ziggs did not take an exhaust and really cannot slow down or CC out the Yasuo. I think he has a very good kill potential in the lane and carry this game. Get the objectives coming.
And like Loki was talking about, Yasuo is using his early game advantage very well, and he's just out poking and out harassing that Ziggs over there, and Ziggs is almost out of mana. And it's not going very well for Ace's mid lane right now, and Yasuo would be expected to roam shortly to bot lane and probably snowball the advantage over there.
User left your channel.
So coming back again, we see Ace Cyber Demon having to go back, getting poked a lot by Yasuo, and it's a dark binding over there, and Leona connects, and Tristana comes in, and Shen will use his ultimate to save the day, and Tristana also took a lot of minion damage on that in that particular exchange over there, and I think it would mean
Hey,
for
wake up.
an extended push on the bot lane because Warwick is also on top over there, and I think bot lane will do quite some damage on that bot turret over there. Shen is teleporting back into the top lane right now. They are saving the tower. There's lots of pressure being put on the top side and the bottom side, and Yasuo is going all aggressive on the Ziggs, and the Ziggs having to disengage right away. And like Loki had mentioned already, Yasuo is very fast in lane, really good against Ziggs, and and the only way Ziggs can probably win this matchup is by shoving the lane as hard as he can. So Yasuo going in again, and I think, and he is trying to play it, and he will go back.
User joined your
Both of them
channel.
are going back. Oh God, we are having more disconnects right now, and experience is again disconnecting and we will have to be waiting for a while. So I think Experience is having a lot of internet problems on his side, and we'll see if he is able to get back into the game. And for now, the game is all even Stevens, and either sides are trying to control vision on both sides. As you can see, there's one pink over there covering the Amumu roam on on mid and top, and another ward towards the side again covering the Amumu roam. I think which should be enough. And mid lane on the dragon side is not that much warded, and I think Amumu should help Yasuo and probably get him a kill and that mid turret. And I think the first thing the blue team should do is try to pressure up that mid lane, all important mid lane turret, and try to take it as quickly as possible. So I'll be solo casting this for a while my friend Loki tries to fix up his mic. So experience is back into the game, and hopefully we'll have a quick resume. And the game is very much even as of now. And yes, we have and yes, we have resumed our play right now. And let's go again back to this mid lane. Mid lane is again Cyber Demon is under a lot of pressure, and we have a small trade in the top lane. Renekton does not win the trade. It's been a pretty even trade, and Yasuo is trying to get the kill on the Ziggs over there. And he gets outplayed by Cyber Demon. Cyber Demon picking up the kill over there in the mid lane, and Cyber Demon gets a turnaround in the mid lane one more time. So he is. So we have another fight on the top lane over there, and Renekton is taken very low, and Renekton is trying to shove the lane into Shen as much as he can. And Amumu goes for the ultimate, and he can't do enough damage, and Ziggs makes it back very safely. Warwick comes in again. Warwick does not have his ultimate right now, and he'll just end up chasing Amumu away from the lane. So everything is going as per plan for Ace.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can.
That's good. So it looks like, what do we have here?
Things are going Ace's way right now, Loki, and Yasuo made a very critical mistake in the mid lane, and I think which led to a comeback for Cyber Demon, and the game is even again.
Alright, that looks real good. What time am I on? What time are you on?
10:42.
10:40. What's your pause timer?
It's on 10:52, man.
No, like, have your game is paused right now, right? Then there seems to be a problem with my Let's try reconnecting.
We apologize for the technical delay. Loki's been having a problem with his client, and he'll be back very shortly. And in the meantime, we saw another kill for Ziggs over there in the mid lane. Ziggs is slowly taking up this advantage. He is playing the lane very well right now. And with Warwick's help, I think Warwick is also doing a great job with the jungle. We still haven't seen any objective-based plays as of yet, and let's see which team tries to take up the first dragon. And Warwick is starting on over there, and I think it'll be an open dragon for Ace because there's no wards, absolutely no wards around the dragon area by the blue team. And Warwick is slowly, steadily, and yet surely taking away that all-important first dragon, and the first dragon will definitely go in Ace's favor. Yes, it will. And there we have it, first dragon of the game, and some action in the top lane, and Amumu will miss his bandage toss and get poked by Renekton for as an exchange. So things don't look all that great for the blue team right now as the red team takes up a lead slowly yet steadily. And we have another pause, and I'm not sure what has happened right now. I'll get back to you shortly on that.
A summoner has disconnected.
So it is again experience. Experience is having a very bad day with his internet connection, and Experience is having a very bad day with this net connection, and Ace still have 4 minutes left before the match goes as a 4v5.
Talk
Channel
power
switched.
revoked.
Never mind, Flash, never mind. Baby, what is not there, dude? That mid is coming. There.
Channel
Loki.
switched. Talk power granted.
A summoner has reconnected.
And Experience is back. He's been having a lot of trouble with his net, and Ace will continue the resume. Uh, Ace have a problem right now, and they can't have any more disconnects because the game will be continued even if Experience does not connect back into the game. They still have another 3 minutes remaining on their pause timer, and let's see how it goes. So for now, was again trying to go a little more aggressive on Ziggs over there. He uses the ultimate. The last breath is used. Shen uses ultimate on Yasuo, and he saves him from a lot of damage over there. And Ziggs, I think, will have to go back, and Yasuo will probably start shoving this mid lane turret as much as he can. And as expected, he is shoving the mid lane turret, and he will go back for his second recall. Probably a couple of completed items. He has around 1,000 gold with him right now. Let's see what he can do with that. And meanwhile, in the top lane turret is also slowly coming down with Amumu trying to defend and Warwick coming in for the turret. So it is warded there, and Shen and Mumu will have vision on the Warwick, but the brushes are not warded. So let's see what Ace can do with this team fight. And Amumu gets ulted. The Curse of Sad Mummy is also down, and Amumu will flash out and will prevent the kill going to Renekton. And they're slowly pushing they're slowly pushing down. And Ziggs is also coming in for the roam. And it is going to be a dive there with Cyber Demon picking up the first kill. And Renekton will definitely take this tower and forcing Shen to flash out. Very good play from Ace over there. They go 4-1 and a solid almost 4k gold lead over there right now. So things are going great for Ace right now. Ace have the first tower of the game and also the first dragon, and things are going well. And I think it will depend a lot upon Experience not getting disconnected. And Experience is not moving right now. I think he is having some trouble with his internet connection over there. Regardless of whether he comes back into the game or not, the game will still continue as a 4v5, and I think that's a situation in which Ace will not want to go into. And we have a team fight on bot lane. Devil Dragon takes the first kill and they will disengage with Morgana's ult catching all three of them together. And it will be a push on the bot lane. We still have another 1 minute and 30 seconds left for the Dragon. And Ziggs is also coming down. And I'm surprised to see Yasuo going back. Oh yeah, Yasuo is going back and Ziggs is using that to his advantage and they're trying to ward up the dragon area for to take up probably the second dragon, and Ace have a very comfortable lead right now in this game. So they are at a 4.5k goal lead right now, and Warwick is just trying to kill that scuttle crab and he will not kill it. And they're just moving on to the mid lane turret of the blue team, and the second turret will go again to Ace. Ace are getting ready for more and more objectives, and they're playing the objective game very well. And I think the next thing they'll do is try to prep up for the dragon, and dragon will be spawning in exactly 30 seconds. So yes, the dragon side of the river is pretty much red with a lot of red wards over there, and Ace have got this covered and they're waiting for the dragon fight. I think this could be the first team fight of the game as well if it turns out to be like we expected. So the dragon is up in 3 seconds and Warwick is starting the dragon, and the blue team are not even trying to contest it. And I think it's another open dragon for the blue team over there. Sorry for the red team. My apologies there. So the red team get a second dragon again over there, and Renekton is going again back to top lane. And I think the next thing would be is to focus a little bit more on the bot lane and try to shove it up as much as they can and get a few more kills. And we see the blue team converging on the bot lane for a 4v2, and the red team has it very well covered and they will spot the Amumu gang coming in. Meanwhile, on the top lane, like expected, the Renekton is taking a very solid lead both on CS as well as kills. He has a Tiamat and a Sunfire Cape finished over there, and he will be very, very strong through the game. And if you have a look at Warwick is still yet to reach his power spike. He right now has around 6 stacks on his Devour. So let's see how many stacks he can take, and I'm very interested to see his item build for this game right now. And I'm expecting probably say a bruiser style Warwick with a lot more damage, as we have a strong front line with both Renekton and Leona playing the tanks for the team. And another kill for Cyber Demon over there in the mid lane, and the bot lane is going all in on this tower. They will try to back. Experience gets caught in. He is forced to this flash. Will Jinx use the super mega rocket? No, she will not. And Experience is backing away. Experience is backing away from the lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane is also getting pressured, and we have another disconnect in the game. This time it's from the blue side. Morgana's disconnected right now, and we are not seeing a pause as of yet, and the game is still continuing. And yes, we have a pause again, so the blue team will pause this time, and I'll get back to you shortly.
A summoner has reconnected. A summoner has disconnected.
So the Morgana has been having quite some problems also as well with her internet connection, and today I think both our matches have been dwelling with a lot of internet-based problems. So let's see if the Morgana can come back soon enough for the game. Meanwhile, please stay updated. Please do continue watching the stream. We will be back quite shortly, and as we wait for the Morgana to reconnect. And I'll be solo casting for the entire match since Loki has some problems with his microphone there, and he's just handling things from the side, looking at the disconnects and seeing if the teams will be able to start playing again as soon as possible.
A summoner has reconnected.
We are back into the game. The Morgana has reconnected, and right now we are seeing the game being kind of dominated right now by Ace, and Ace have taken a lot of objectives. They've cleared the first three tier turrets, and the blue team have yet to take a single turret, and the game is slowly but yet surely snowballing into Ace's favor over there. Meanwhile, another turret falls. The ultimate hits, but Jinx is forced to flash over there, and we have and all the three outer turrets for Ace have for the blue team have fallen, and Ace have taken a huge lead over there with almost a 7,000 goal lead right now. And meanwhile, I think it's Ace who are pretty much, being very strong over there on all three lanes. And I think Ace will very quickly start team fighting as they push in for the inner turrets. So once again we're seeing quite some pings over there in the bot lane, and there's nothing going on right now. Pretty much all the lanes are just playing. All the lanes are just playing very safe and very passive, and Renekton is just trying to shove the tower to shove the minion wave into Shen, and it's happening the same with the mid lane as well. And Yasuo has lost his early lead. He is going in for the Ziggs, and let's see if he can. No, he will not, and Warwick and Ziggs pick up the kill together, and which will also again lead probably to the first inner turret of the game. Amumu uses his ultimate. Shen is coming through, and he will go in for Ziggs. Ziggs is forced to use his flash, and another great ultimate from Leona over there, killing Shen. Amumu gets the shutdown kill on Ziggs over there, and Tristana will take the second, and Tristana will take the next kill over there. And we have another disconnect as well over there. And I've and even I'm having quite some problems with the mode to be locked. Uh, I'll try to fix that as quickly as possible and get back into the game.
A summoner has reconnected.
Okay, is the game over for you or?
Yeah, it says the game is over for me.
Yeah, the timing is not synergized and fucking Garena bugged us out.
Jesus, dude, fucking stupid client this is. Completely got bugged out.
Well, anyways, it's Ace's victory.
What, they won it, right?
Yeah, yeah, they played very good. I mean, I was just watching from the stream itself. Yeah, no, they had a very good team fight. Mumu, he had a good ultimate at near the dragon area, but even with the Shen ultimate, I mean, the blue team was just so far behind. I mean, 33 point. They were almost 15k behind. So like, there was nothing much they can do, and yeah, just red team just kind of stomped them. I mean, even though with that late game comp, they were still able to come out ahead in the lanes alone. I mean, you had bot lane coming up huge, and you can just see from the item advantages alone. I mean, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Tristana versus just a Static Shiv Jinx, and I don't even know why he rushed the Static Shiv first. But yeah, they didn't have enough gold. Yasuo had a good start in the beginning, but he kind of fell off, and yeah, everything went as expected.
Dude, they never focused on objectives, dude. They're just going for kills.
Yeah, I mean 2 to 16. Ace actually really played very good as a team right there.
Yeah. Fine, dude. I'm just gonna play some games.
Yeah, I guess it's over. Yeah, the client bugged both of us out. I don't know why. Yeah, we're actually 3 minutes behind, so like the game's already over and Ace already won.